Jason Van Glass.
It's nice to be here. Had a pretty good week, actually. I don't want to brag, but I was actually just named one of LA's top 10 comedians to watch. According to an article I wrote for my blog. And I was number 7. Pretty good. I ran into a friend I hadn't seen in a while, and he lost a lot of weight. He was looking good, you know? So I was like, hey man, looking good. And he said, I'm dying. I was like, well, whatever you're doing, keep it up. Because it is working. He was glowing. I grew up in Northern California, where I am an alpha male. Very powerful up there. And I'm going to be honest with you, Seattle, I feel that same power here. My parents were San Francisco liberals, you know, hippies. They moved to San Francisco in the 60s. They weren't religious at all. So almost everything that I know about the Bible, I learned by reading the packaging at In-N-Out. That's where I got most of my biblical education, was Bible passages they put on their fast food, like John 3:16, which I looked up, and I learned John 3:16 is not the elevator pitch for all of Christianity. Like, I don't know, why is that the one that's on the French fries? There are so many better passages they could be using. I'm not an expert, but I know that for sure. Like Proverbs 21:19. Feel free to open your Bibles and say it along with me. Proverbs 21:19. Better to live alone in the desert than with a nagging and quarrelsome woman. God said that. The original men's rights activist in the sky tried to give us some ancient wisdom to live by, and I can feel some of you growing. Don't crucify the messenger in this way. I'm just reporting the good news. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying if you found that at the bottom of a basket of fries, you'd be like, I gotta read this book. Why didn't anybody tell me? There's a part I do like in the Bible. Haven't finished reading it yet. About halfway through. Everything's going great so far. There's a part I do like. Jesus, he's in the desert. He's got his whole crew with him. They're hungry. Haven't eaten in a couple days, but they see a fig tree on the horizon. So they go up to the fig tree, and it turns out fig's not in season. This is another direct quote from a good book. And then Jesus said to the tree, may no one ever eat fruit of you again. And his apostles heard him say it. And the reason I like that part of the Bible is that Jesus was like, guys, gather around. I don't have anything to say about abortion or homosexuality, but make sure you get this. Fuck figs. Fuck figs forever. And they did write it down. That story's in the Bible twice. Super important part of the Bible is that God hates figs. Put that on the milkshake. That's all I'm saying. Decided to believe in God just to get back at my parents. They didn't give me any cool ways to rebel, so I believe in God now just to get back at them. I only believe in one thing about God so far. Just one thing. I think God is a man. And it's because, when you think about who would give birth to the universe and us and everything in it, that's something a woman would do. And the thing is, right after giving birth to us, God disappeared forever. And that's something a man would do. Something only a man would do. Thank you. Everyone else needs to be developing a distinctive laugh. I want you to leave inspired tonight to really... Yeah. I want to get 100 people with a distinctive laugh and put them in one room, and that's going to be how I record my special. Just 100 people, each one doing their own, whatever that is. I am asexual. That's one of the letters in the LGBTQ acronym. If you keep adding letters to it, Eventually you get to us, the asexual community. It means I'm not sexually attracted to men or women. It's like being gay, but we don't do parades. Being asexual is great because nobody's trying to kill us yet. What else do you need to know about it? Basically, it's great. It's like doesn't affect my life in any way except this one big way, which is if you think about how much time you've spent in the last 10 years trying to get laid, that is all free time for me. All of it. And don't have a real job. You know? My life is entirely unstructured. It's all free time. Every day I waken up at the crack of noon. And then I just read Wikipedia until it's bedtime. According to Kinsey in the 50s, 1% of the population was asexual. And yet just by telling, 70 of you tonight, I've become one of the most famous asexuals. Am I a hero?
Yes.
Get this man out of here. Escort this man. Yes, very brave. I want to get a laugh track that's just 24 unusual laughs. And then dub it over sitcoms for my own amusement. Get them out of here. Only I'm allowed to talk. That's why I do stand-up. I'm allowed to talk, no one else is allowed to talk to me. Right? You're allowed to laugh weirdly. But you must never talk to me. He snorted. It's beautiful. Get a good photo of this. There's a photo happening, and every time the photographer, they've been taking my photo all night, and I've ruined every photo. Gonna definitely use that photo later. Create the false illusion that I have a lot of physicality in my hair. I'm only using photos where I'm humping a stool to promote myself. Do you mind if I whisper? Thank you. Everyone's allowed to whisper, but you're not allowed to talk. Thank you. My first special is going to be 45 minutes where I don't say anything. I'm just going to feel how powerful I am now. 45 minutes, I'm going to whisper, I don't say anything. And then at 46, I'm going to say, I'll leave you guys on this. And then I'm going to crowd surf out of Madison Square Garden. And there's going to be how many people fit Madison Square? There's going to be 10,000 weird laughers. I'm just going to stand there. Right? I'm going to capture each weird. I'm going to bring you to every show I do.